So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Paula Fern from Manchester in the UK, and I'm going to be going through some of our membership club, our subscription club. We're going to go through some slides with you tonight really quickly. And then if you've got any questions or anything you want to ask us, please feel free to do so. And if you're watching this on playback and you've got any questions, please go back to the person that shared this with you and you can ask them any questions and we will happily answer them. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to ask you all to say this is going to run so smoothly. Digital Zoom is our friend, let's say that. And this is going to run like a dream, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, slideshow. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
And that should have expanded to just a single slide. So the company that we are partnered with is called Triborium, and we class ourselves as a better life company because we simply help people to see the world for less. So it's not going to cost a fortune. You don't have to get in debt to actually go and visit beautiful places in the world. And we basically help people travel more, travel better, and travel for less. So we've been around for over a decade, and our head office is in California. We're an American company, but we have business partners all over the world and members and subscribers all over the world. The company is debt free. And we've got everything that we have available to us is prepaid. So there's no debt hanging around. There's no waiting for subscriptions to come in before we pay for X, Y, and Z. It's already set up. Everything is as it should be. So that gives me peace of mind. And the way that I know that this is true is when we went through lockdown, I had about 3 trips booked, and one was to Las Vegas, one was to Thailand, and somewhere else. And at the time when the whole world was locked down, the last thing on my mind was my travel because we were all panicking a little bit. But what happened was, without me even approaching the company, what they did is returned all of the payments that were paid out and the points that are part of my membership, they sent them all back. Now, the points you might not understand just yet, but I will go into those in a minute. But what I'm saying is, I didn't need to ask them, they just did it. And that really filled me with a lot of confidence with the company. I've been with the company coming up to 5 years and I've just got no complaints whatsoever. Everything that I have experienced, and I've been on seven main week-long trips and God knows how many weekends away using this system. I've saved almost £11,000 within that time. I've got 4 children, so you can imagine how much it would have cost me going through the traditional routes for travel. And I've saved £11,000. I've paid a fraction of that in travel. So commissions paid every single week on time, every single time, millions paid. There's never been anyone that hasn't received their payments. And we are, as I've mentioned, a global company. So how does the travel system work? How does the subscription work? The travel industry is estimated, as you can see, to be at about $9 trillion. And when you go on social media, what is it that you see? You see people saying, where can I go to travel? You see people going on that travel and then having the time of their lives. And you see people saying, how much should I pay for this travel? Is this a good deal? Now, what we do is, as a business aspect of what we do, we just share it on social media. Now, the business aspect is completely optional. So if you want to look at this as a customer, all we ask you to do is subscribe to our system and then you can start saving money. But this business is the business of dreams. You can go wherever you want. You can work wherever you want. You can tour the world whilst you're working. We've recently had a huge conference in Barcelona, and our CEO was there, our millionaire earners were there, and every single one of them took the time out to go and meet everyone that took the time to go to Barcelona, which isn't a bad place to go. and had chats with them and everything. But in the meantime, they were actually working and earning. And it's really easy to explain how the system works, which you'll find out in a minute. It's really fun. It's an incredible community. And most people start this off as a side hustle. So a few £100s a month at the moment is a blessing to everyone because everyone is looking for a bit of extra cash. It's home-based, it's completely flexible, there's no contracts involved, there's no pressure sales, there's nothing like that. It's all taken at your own pace. But most people start off just to earn a couple of £100 a month, and they find it's so easy to share that it quickly expands and it kind of naturally grows. So this is an example of one is the just at the top of my screen. Can you see the whole screen? Because at the top of my screen, I've got a bar that won't disappear. Can you see that? Can you see the screen?
No, we can just see like where it says better travel agents rates.
That's perfect. So the way that this works then, our membership is a subscription service. So you have Netflix, you may go to a gym, you may have food delivered to you every single month. They are all subscriptions. That's exactly what we do. And what we have with our subscription is quite unique because there's no other company in the world that does the things that we do with our subscription. And there's three main aspects of travel that you can get through our subscription service. The first one is your very own search engine. And that search engine is set out exactly the same as other search engines out there, like Booking.com, On the Beach, whatever it might be, Expedia. And what it does, though, is unique in the fact that it brings you prices that have zero commissions added. So all of those big companies you might not know are owned, 95% of them are owned by two main companies, which is Priceline and Expedia. And what happens is you're going online, you're going against different search engines and you're checking the prices and seeing who's got the best deal. And often who you're comparing prices with is probably owned by the same company. So are you getting a fair deal? Are you actually getting an upfront deal? In my opinion, no, I don't necessarily think that's the case. So we're completely independent of that. And what's really good about that is we don't need to add commissions to it. As you can see, as you'll see from this presentation, we've got a whole business, a whole company that's built on lots of different things. So we don't need to charge a commission when you use our search engine. You're basically paying your subscription for that, one of the aspects of your subscription. So you can see on the slide some of the savings, $1,256, works out about £1,100 in savings on one trip, which is pretty bloody amazing. The next two aspects of our membership are all reliant on the points that you generate as a subscriber. So when you pay your subscription, the amount you pay is doubled up by the company and returned to you in the form of points that you can redeem on what we call world tours, which is this slide, and getaways, which is the next slide. So world tours, we've just had one in Barcelona, which I mentioned the conference. We also had a world tour there. And the prices that you get for these trips are below any others that you can get out there. You could go to a travel agent and they'd just be absolutely flummoxed because they wouldn't be able to match the prices that we've got. World tours are designed, they're group travel, they're pre-planned and prepaid for, as is everything. And what you will be able to do is go and meet other members, other subscribers of our club. But what is absolutely amazing is that you don't need to go and meet them if you don't want to. So if you want to go to Dubai for $99 in a 5-star hotel for 6 days and you get your breakfast each morning, there will be people there that are also subscribers to our travel system. It's completely your choice whether you go to any meetings or go and chat with anyone. It might not. I mean, Daryl and I went to Budapest in November and there were no meetings. I think there might have been other people in the hotel there that were subscribers with our travel system, but we didn't plan to meet them because we didn't know them. So we didn't actually meet up with anyone. It was just me and Daryl doing about 18,000 steps a day around Budapest. It was absolutely stunning, wasn't it, Daryl?
It was amazing.
And we paid, would you like a drum roll? We paid about £11 per night per person for 4 nights in Budapest. And our flights were was it £66, Daryl?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think the week after we booked our flights, the flights went up to about £120. So we had 4 nights, 5 days in Budapest for £100.
And I just have to talk about the breakfast. It was like stunning.
Yes.
They even had a pancake maker. There was everything you could possibly imagine was available. And we used to steal a lot of it to take it out for our lunch, didn't we, Paula?
It was like we were half bored because we would have a full, excuse me, we would have a full cooked breakfast, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And then we'd have some of the muffins and some of the cheese.
Yeah.
Just grab your stuff for a pack up later. And that's what we did.
We'd pay for it, so it was okay for it to take it, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was kind of a running joke, wasn't it? It was lovely. But you can see there, I mean, Venice, you've got your 5 days in Venice and your breakfast is included. The Jamaica one is all inclusive. But look at the rates, look at the prices. So the Trevorian rate is what you pay as a member with us. $360, which works out about £330 for 5 days in Venice, and your breakfast is included. And if it's the kind of breakfast me and Daryl got, then you've got your dinner virtually included as well. And then you've got Jamaica, all inclusive. You're not paying any extras. You're paying all inclusive $612. Works out about $590. Don't quote me on those exchange rates, but that's a rough idea in UK cash. So these are world tours. This is group travel that's completely designed to bring us together as a company, but that's also optional. So you can just take advantage of these really affordable prices if you choose to. And the second part of our subscription points is the getaways. And this is for you personally, to take your family, to take your friends, to go on your own if you choose. You can see this is just incredible. It works in exactly the same way. So your subscription that you pay every month, doubled by the company, returns to you in points. We give you we're going to talk about the packages in a second, but on a platinum package, which is the all singing, all dancing, top-notch package, you'll look at, these are the rates that are showing here. We give you a recommendation of about 4 months to accrue those points. But you can see that a week in the Canary Islands is going to cost you $7. Cabo San Lucas, $149. Orlando, Florida, for 8 days, 7 nights, $142. So you can see the kind of prices cannot be beaten anywhere else. They just cannot be matched. And when it comes to the different memberships that we have, you can also get your membership for free. So you would have an upfront cost to start off your subscription, but we do plan to have you free within 2 or 3 months if you choose to be. So these are the membership options. Now, I used to, Daryl, do you remember? I used to say, how much do you think this would be worth? And everyone would be like, oh God, £500, £1,000, I don't know. Because you come across all sorts with travel, don't you? And you come across all sorts of different prices. This platinum membership, and that's the only one I'm going to talk about because it is, as it shows, the most popular, $249.95. One-off payment, $125 monthly. Now, my sister I've got a platinum. I think we've all got platinums, but my sister has a platinum, and I've just worked out the exchange rate because she's just been asking me about it. £101.60 something pence, I think it is right now, and that's up to the minute news. So it can fluctuate because it's in dollars, so I always take that into account. But £100 a month. And I saved in one trip when I went to Cornwall. I paid $175 for a week for 8 of us. It should have cost $3,000. So in one trip, 1 week, I've already clawed back what I would have spent on my membership. But I get my membership for free. And the way that we get our memberships for free is I'm going to come back to the partnership in a second. The way you get your membership for free, introduce 3, and you're going to start getting an income. And get 3 subscribers on the system, and you're going to start getting an income, and that income will match your actual subscription fee. So it's completely covered. And then if they want to get people that have free memberships as well, then you start to earn an income, $400 to $700 monthly. It's about 650 quid a month. That'd come in handy right now, wouldn't it? And we teach you how to do all this. Everything that you see here, you have full training on, and we help you with that. And it's kind of our specialism, isn't it? It's kind of what we do. And it continues to grow. And I'm not going to go into more details than that, but you can kind of see that as your sales team increases, your income increases based on the sales that you're all getting, because you all sort of go together and you work together as a team, and it's really effective. Now, the slide that was on before, if you are interested in the business option, which is totally optional, I'm going to stop sharing my screen in a second, but just to show you this, the business side of our company is completely optional. There's no pressures to do it at all. And that's something that I was really interested in, because I thought I want to get these kids going on holidays regularly. So I'm not sure about the business side of things yet, but then I started to talk to people about it anyway. And I started showing them some of the prices that I could get. And they were just like, well, Daryl, perfect example, was one of the first people to join me in the business. And she's like, I need this, and my daughter needs it, and we need to make this happen. So that kind of happens naturally. But if you want to start it as a business and you're sort of focused on that, you can actually start as a business partner for just $49.95 annually. You do not get the other perks that you've seen on the screen, like your affordable travel, but you do get a full business and access to training and everything like that. But as a customer, you get all those perks that we've talked about, all those savings. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to add. But have you got any questions?
Yeah, you
Well-
forgot. Oh,
What?
the free trip incentive.
Yes. Yes. We do have a free trip incentive. So every single year, you will be given basically a free ticket to go anywhere you like. And yeah, you just pay taxes. So as an incentive to take out a membership with us, so that you can, it's a try before you buy kind of thing, isn't it? Not that you try before you buy, but if you don't want to commit to booking on a world tour or a getaway or using the search engine yet, you've got that option. So you get a free incentive trip. There's Bali, Thailand, Dublin, Japan, where
Spain,
else? Hundreds and hundreds of places. Yeah.
Anywhere. 64. There's 64 locations.
Yeah. It's good. So are there any questions, Lisa? Have you got anything you'd like to ask? Would you like me to start recording?
No, I'm not bothered. I
Okay.
don't understand the sales part of it, to be fair. I've
Okay.
never worked in sales in my life. I've always worked in the medical profession. So
Oh,
sales
yeah.
I'm all right at buying stuff. I'm a good spender, but when it comes to say sales, I don't understand it.
Okay, so when someone takes out a subscription with you, you earn $50.
Right. So what am I then if they're subscribing to me? That's
Right, so it depends what you want. If you want to start earning money from it, then you can become a business partner. You get your membership and you get the business partner access.
right.
Is that something that you want to do? Is that something you want to consider?
Not at the moment. It might be in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's not something you want to consider, what you can do is just take a membership. So the
Right.
membership gives you that search engine, it gives you the getaways and the world tours. So
Yeah.
you can just take a subscription out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think before I started to do it, I'd want to experience it myself.
Yeah,
And then sort of promote it, and then you can go and be a
that's
business
completely
partner, can't you?
understandable. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can always upgrade the account if you want to go forward in a business capacity as well. The
Yeah.
reason that I don't personally talk that often about customers, because I do encourage people to take the partnership option just in case you want a free membership. because you would have to have that partnership option if you
Yeah.
want to make free sales so that you've got a free membership. Do you understand what I mean? So you can take a membership on its own, standalone membership, that's fine. You
Right.
go on your way and you go on the trips.
Right.
What I always recommend that you do is take a membership and a partnership. You don't have to, though, it's a choice that you make.
Right.
Take the membership and the partnership option, because when you start sharing the prices, people will want to come and join you, basically, and they
Right.
will want to take a subscription with you. And the reason I say that's a good way to go is because if you want a free membership, you have to have the business aspect of it, even if you're not going to run it as a business.
Yeah.
When people have to have your link to be able to sign up and things like that.
Right.
Does that make more sense, or are you still confused? It's okay if you are.
A little bit. Do you understand it all, Charlotte?
Yeah, I think I understand the business side of it. When I like joined, I just did it so I can go on more holidays.
Yeah.
And have like cheaper holidays. So I've got my free holiday to Tenerife, and then I got like my cheaper hotels for like America, and and now I've got a world tour as well for me and the kids, because I've got more membership points. So I just joined to get the points.
Yeah.
Like because I was saving like 150 quid a month for holidays, and then only having enough to go on one all-inclusive holiday a year. But with this, because I pay 103 quid a month to this, because I've
Right.
got the platinum one, so I get how many points do I get? I think I got about 2,500 points in about 6 months, because I saved them up. So I just pay this so I can have 4 holidays a year instead of 1.
Yeah.
I get you now. Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
I wanted to though, like if I got 3 people to join, like by my recommendation, I wouldn't have to pay the 103 quid.
Right.
I wouldn't pay that anymore, because I've got 3 members, and then I'll get all these holidays for nothing, basically. So I can use that 103 quid to buy my flights with.
Right. Get you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. But mainly I just want it for more traveling for cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's you can be a customer and just buy the subscription and have that service available to you, like Charlotte has done, and just
Yeah.
let her points build up and stuff like that. You can, as an option, get the business partner side of things, so that if you do have people approaching you and saying, look, I love what you're doing, you can do this at a later date, though. You don't have to do it straight
Yeah.
away. I
Yeah.
love what you're saving. I want to start saving. And then you can actually get the process off to get a free membership, because you can get the
So
membership for free. So
at
they're
that point,
separate.
I would at that point I would say I want to be a business partner.
Yeah.
And then I know I've got people that are interested in, and then if I get 3 people, then I get my membership for nothing. That's what you're saying.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'll do what Charlotte's doing first, just to get a feel of it.
Yeah. Because what's really good as well, the search engine, you get reward points whenever you use it. So I don't want to go too deeply into it, because I think you kind of got it, but it can get a bit confusing because there's so much that you can get. There's so much value.
Yeah.
But when you use the search engine, which is separate to your subscription points, so put them to one side, your subscription points are over there. Okay. When you use your search engine, you get reward points that you can use against flights. So what I tend to do is my subscription points I use for the bigger holidays. Like I think, Charlotte, you're the same, aren't you? And Daryl.
Yeah.
And we use them for the weeks away. So like I went on that world tour to Budapest. I'm taking the kids away for 7 days in summer. I'll probably go away again at Christmas, and I'll use those points for that.
Yeah.
The search engine, I'll take the kids away to Blackpool for the weekend, or I'll go to the lakes, or to try and get away from the kids for the night. Do you know what I mean? I'll do my own thing.
Yeah.
Just for a long weekend, say, but those reward points all build up. Oh, 1 second. Those reward points continue to build up, and you can start using them against flights that you might need at Christmas when you're going away next year. Do you know what I mean? All
Yeah.
feeds
Yeah.
into the next, which is really good because nothing's wasted. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Well, if there's any questions, I'm going to end now, but if there's any questions at all that come up for you, Lisa, I mean,
Yeah.
ask Charlotte, come ask me, come ask Daryl. If you want another chat like this that's not recorded, come and let us know. We can